Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Wonderlands build video, and today we are going over the Chaos 100 update on Spellsplosion. This has changed to where I don't shoot guns like at all for damage. This is purely spell build. I will be updating my Steep Zerker eventually, which is for spells and guns, and we'll probably do better in both of those. But my gun damage is kind of starting to slow off with this, and spells I just can carry it plenty. And I also got to the point where I didn't really need to shoot guns. So this is just like optimal for your spells. And Double Knot and Blast Gas. Shout out to Sen for helping me figure all this out to min-max it to the best possible way. Mathing it out. Just great. And becomes a really strong build now. This is definitely one of my strongest and just consistent damage builds. I do like to take some crit chance stuff because we're using tons of different spells that are available that are just kind of good spells. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. The save file will be in my Discord, and if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, and for the gear here, we used the Eidolon. This is a Hyperion sniper, a purple, which gets crossbolts, it gets crit part. This is very, very good for Double Knot for a spell build, because Double Knot is damage source gun, so it'll get gun crit if it crits, which it can actually crit if you you do your spell in a crit spot and it crits in a crit spot. It'll double dip crit. And then it also gets sniper crit if you're double knot crits while you're holding the sniper. Snipers are just the pretty much the best gun to use because they have the sniper crit part, and then you have the cross barrel crit part, and then Hyperion crit part, or the black powder crit part. Here you see I have these 33% crit Krausers. Now black powder crit part is better, but personally I still like to use the Eidolon instead of Krauser for fire, just because we can get low ammo for shell casing, which I'll go over in a minute. But we'll go over a couple guns that you can get because it's a purple, kind of hard. But in general, these weapons are pretty hard to get, so if you get a 21% crit, that'll still work. Here we have the Carouser, can get 33. I have a 21% crit Envy, but apparently you can get to 33. Skeet Prod gets 33%. Another 33 here. I did have it was like 40-something% crit, but it's non-elemental sniper. Just because it has no element, it's not better. But it'd still be a cool find to get. Crossblade's cool because it has that 150% crit chance, which will, so if your spell doesn't hit a crit spot, then it's less likely for Double Knot to crit. So Crossblade could help that, but mainly you just want to aim for crits and have that big damage here. You can also shoot the gun to apply crossbolts, because that damage will increase gun damage as a pure mult, so it'll increase Double Knot, but I mainly don't do it, but you can. And then here we go, after getting a spell kill, increase damage of your next crit hit by 50%. This is conditional damage, which we do not have a lot of. And it will apply to our spells. Now, it won't double dip since it only applies to the hit of the crit. And so then it needs a spell kill to do it again. But it'll still increase the base damage of Double Knot and Blast Gas. So that's still really, really good to have. And so then here we go that. It's especially good with Laser Hand because you'll always want to be critting with that 100% crit. So that would make that especially good. And then here we have a Spell Blade. This is really nice for the crit chance. We use that for spells where we don't go laser hands. and we need more crit chance. So with like Barrel Maker, Wicked Gossip, Inflammation, Twister, Ice Spikes, all those stuff is really nice to have Spell Blade, or you could use a Peg Leg, or you could also use a Pickaxe, because that also has spell cooldown and it has move speed, which is pretty nice. I haven't messed with it personally. Now here we go spell cast Elemental, but I'll explain more of all these afterwards. I go over the gear just because they're all mix and match. Then we go Curse Wit just because it's also conditional damage. This is the only other conditional damage we have. This does make you a lot more glass cannon-y and a lot weaker. We go Fleet Part, but you don't really need to. The Chaos tier does not really matter because we will have it empty at all time. So just technically the lower the better, but it doesn't really matter unless you're going to fight for your life, because then your health gets your shield gets restored. So yeah, we go Curse Wit there. Now you do have to be pretty close for this, so it's not always that nice, and that's what makes this here, this enchant, the spell crit, nice. But this conditional damage will double dip in Double Knot and Blast Gasp, and also the Wicked Gossip ricochets, which I'll go over. Yeah, if you don't want to do that, you can use a Body Rune, and then take this point of Prestidigitation and put it into Mage Armor. I did try Lich's Augur. I tried it without going Glass Cannon, and it just didn't feel good. I didn't like it. It didn't feel consistent, so I didn't like going it. I didn't experiment too much, but it doesn't really change anything. Here we have a Sacrificial Skeep Amulet. I choose to go that, but you could also go a Barbalode with these crossbow weapons. I didn't find it being good to have Barbalode, because a lot of times the dots that get applied will dislodge the Barbalode instead of my hits, especially with laser hands. Since I'm charging them up, I can't shoot during then, so that's a good way for Barbalode to just go away. And then the Sacrificial Skeep helps a lot when going Cursed Wit and Laser Hand, because when you're charging your laser hands, you're vulnerable to being hit. So that really helps the Skeep for keeping you alive while you're charging your laser hands. And because, again, we have no shield, our health is getting directly attacked, so Skeep helps a lot with that. I go fire damage, just whatever you want your stuff to do the most damage of. And then Spell Shot Powers must have. Then we go double all damage, that is optimal for getting that global damage. And then here for the spells, I like to go Wicked Gossip and Laser Hand. We put the Wicked Gossip on the left side because that has the highest crit chance, and all your spell damage stuff will take the crit chance of the spell on the left. So we definitely don't want the Laser Hand here. I will show here we have right now 58.8. We swap it. I may have to go into here and swap 26.1. So that's a big difference in the crit chance. So that's why we go here. I go 2 extra projectile and crit chance. That crit chance just helps bring that up. And that extra projectile is really nice, especially since it's wonky to where to hitting stuff. It's got somewhat of a curve you've got to learn. And so just having those extra projectiles helps mean more stuff can get hit and higher chance of stuff being hit if you're having trouble hitting something. And then Laser Hand's really nice because in general it's strong, no brainer. You want at least spell charge, that's the minimum you want. The spell damage is also really nice. And then this is mainly for flying enemies or enemies that's hard to hit with the Wicked Gossip, or just whenever you want to hit. You can go double Laser Hand. I just don't enjoy it as much as using 2 different spells. And these are 2 really strong spells, so I go here. Now we'll go over the enchants. The enchants you want optimally is Spellcast All Damage, Spellcast Poison or Fire, or just matching element to spells, Spellcast Ability, and Spellcast Elemental. These all can be mixed up, and so like I said, Spellcast can change here. You could go, like, since I'm using Fire and Poison, you could go Poison and then Fire here. But I still have fire damage here, so I just kind of like take this fire damage and then use this to make up for not having poison damage here, which is just kind of a good way of doing it, in my opinion. Now here we go for the armor. Warp Paradigm was seen as the best thing to use, And that was the truth since, like, this armor came out, which I think was DLC 2 or 3. I think it might have been 3. I don't remember. But the Tyrant's Truth is a pure mult to our spell damage. It is additive with Lich's Augur. And I think that's all the boost in that category is. This will get rid of our companion, which is unfortunate. But it doesn't do much besides giving a thrall stacks, which we can give up for this. You do lose around 100% ability damage in this setup optimally, but that will only apply to blast gas, while this spell damage will help boost double knot and blast gas base damage as a pure mult, which ends up being a lot more and better. So that's why if we go Tyrant's Truth instead of Warp Paradigm, you can still go Warp Paradigm or like an Amalgam will still work really well. So that's why we do that there. You cannot use, with the double knot armor, you cannot get a Brutal Stampede. It has to have light color or a class companion defeat class as the primary. So like this Greythorn Shell Shot could get Brutal Stampede, but that would also mean that you don't get double knot here. And then you'd have to give up Borham's Blessing, which helps a lot in this build, which is definitely not something you want to do. And then here for rings, we go the shell casing rings because we're going low on our ammo, keeping that mag size really low. Here you see 3. It gets this effect when you see this reload, or 33% of your mag. This is a 66% bonus, which is on the higher end of the ring bonuses, which makes it really good. I have to go spell and ability because we don't take ability here. I forgot to go over these passives here in a second after these rings. I could go spell crit chance on here for the Wicked Gossip, but if you're going double laser hands or already have really high spell crit chance, then you don't have to go spell crit chance on here. You can go spell crit damage, but then you could also go sniper crit damage because for double knot, it'll get sniper crit hit damage if the double knot crits, which is really nice. It takes the gun that you're holding and takes the crit parts of that. So that's really would be another thing. Spell radius would be nice as well, be using spells like that. But mainly you want to get spell crit hit damage, and then the other stuff is also really nice. I like to go 1 spell, 1 ability, again because we're not going ability here, and spell just helps everything. This ability will only apply to blast gas, but we don't have much ability damage. I think the only thing we have is from myth rank. I have 20% in it, and then I have 30% from ability damage on enchant, and then this 26%, which gets increased by 66%, which I think will give me around 100, maybe close to 100%, which is really good. I could get more from here, but still. We replace for all damage, which we need a lot more of. So for the passives, we go area damage, gun damage, and all damage. I'd say the main things you want is area damage and all damage. The gun damage could also be spell damage, or it could be like move speed. I have thought personally of, like, since I save at it, because I don't like farming, changing this gun damage to move speed just personally for fun. It will mean less damage, but I will give that up. But I think that is it for the gear. Here for the skill tree is changed up a little bit, not too much. We go 3 magic bullets because this will boost double knot, spell sniper for the crit chance, font of mana for the cooldown, glass cannon for spell damage, and then high threat count. Now we don't take mage armor anymore, again because we're using cursed wit, but if you're not using cursed wit, you can use mage armor. I've just put that point of prestidigitation for some reload speed, which is like not impactful, but it's better than nothing, especially if you're shooting your gun to apply barb load, and so you're reloading a bunch. And then here for the skill tree, we go 3 faithful thralls, 5 essence drain, 3 sanguine sacrament. Now I do have this pointed dread covenant. It's not doing anything. I do need to put in save the soul. I just don't want to reach that right now because it costs a bunch of money. Dark Hydra, so 5 stain of the soul, ascension, blast gas, and Morning Blessing. Now I don't go Lord of the Edges because it really started to dawn on me that this bonus is barely happening, especially since we have Sanguine Sacrament and Skeep, that even if I'm like low and I shoot a spell, Sanguine Sacrament's going to activate, which instantly lowers this bonus a bunch. The damage reduction could be nice, but it's definitely not worth it. And then here we go, crit damage. We go Village Idiot, but the passive does not matter, or the background. And so we go max crit damage, max health cooldown, and then I go the rest and match HP and ward, just for better survivability. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This took a lot of work and a lot of mathing to make this as strong as possible. More builds are coming. I'm really like doing builds, and I have somewhat of free time, but not too much, so they'll slowly come out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.